Finally, Australia have won a game at the World Cup. Their first win since 2010 when they beat Serbia 2-1. And it was a tale of two halves. The first half, Australia came with pressing, intensity, and were trying to get as many crosses into the box as they could. And it worked out perfectly because Mitchell Duke got the only goal of the game. A fantastic header. I don't know how he got it on target from that sort of angle with the header. Unbelievable header from Mitchell Duke. And then the second half, they said, we're going to park that bus and we're just going to grind it out to get our first victory since 2010. And you have to give some credit to Graham Arnold. Very heavily criticized in Australia. I have criticized him many times on this channel and said, you know what, this guy should be sacked. He doesn't know what his best personnel is, tactics-wise. But today, I have to give him credit. Okay, in the second half, they were hanging on a little bit. But did you really think Tunisia were going to score? They threw all the players forward and tried to put in as many crosses and tried to get Miskani on the ball as much as they could. But Tunisia really weren't threatening Australia's goal. And Matty Ryan didn't have to make an incredible save where you're like, wow, Matty Ryan kept them in this game. No. I think Australia were very comfortable. And one player to shout out, of course, is Aaron Moy. Fantastic in the midfield again. And then Harry Suter at the back, the center back. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he has like 6 goals and like 12 caps for Australia, which is ridiculous enough. But also just, he was clearing everything in the box at times. All the time. You just heard Harry Suter clears it away. Harry Suter clears it away. So shout out to him and shout out to Australia. Their first win since 2010, like I talked about. And yeah, look, the defense was good. I think, you know what? Because I said this about Australia against France, that Atkinson, the right back, got absolutely cooked. And obviously, you know, it is Mbappe, but he was struggling big time. So they brought in Karisic, and it worked out better. And I feel like in the first half, Australia, they were okay. They were good. Like, they were threatening when they had the ball. And they just needed that one goal, right? In the World Cup, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's just about getting it done. Get the 3 points and move on. And Australia did that today. And then as for Tunisia, really lacking. Really lacking. I was super disappointed with them today because the game against Denmark, you saw like this team, intensity-wise, on the counterattack, they were dangerous. Today, the first half, it was flat. It was so flat. Like, they have an incredible crowd with them and all the fans, but the first half was so flat from Tunisia. And that's why they went down 1-0, because they couldn't match what Australia were bringing to the game. Second half, okay, they threw on everybody. And when I mean everybody, they tried everybody. Now, the Tunisians can let me know in the comments, please, that why isn't Wabi Kaziri starting? Is it because he's injured, or does he have beef with the manager? I want to know why, because he was clutch for them in 2018. But he's only gone now 23 minutes in this World Cup. And the next game is against France, which is going to be very, very difficult. And this has been the story for Tunisia in all of World Cup qualifiers and already in this World Cup. This team just doesn't have enough goal scorers. Like, Kaziri is a goal scorer, but otherwise, they haven't been able to create enough glorious chances, right? They'll create the odd chance, like Miskani had a couple where he created himself, where he would just cut inside, got the shot off, but, you know, it was easy, save for Matt Ryan. They just don't create enough glorious chances for my liking. And remember, against Mali in the World Cup playoffs, it took an own goal from Mali, a crazy own goal, by the way, for them to qualify, and then they parked the bus. Tunisia need to sometimes take the initiative in games. They have some quality players like Dunish Kiri, Miskani, like I talked about, Drager, who was, I think, not the greatest today. Jabali didn't have the same impact as he did against Denmark. So I think Tunisia were really lacking today in the first half, and that cost them. When you're chasing the game and the opponent is just sitting back and defending like Australia did it, and they did it wonderfully, it is going to be very difficult to break down. Now, obviously, we look at the stats of the game, and you can see expected goals. It's like, actually, let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see it. There we go. That's better. So, like, yeah, Tunisia had a higher expected goals, but I don't think it was anything like crazy, like, oh my God, how did he miss that? Or, wow, what an incredible save by Matt Ryan. It didn't feel like that. It felt very comfortable for Australia. And now it makes things very, very interesting for the rest of this group. Because now, with that victory, Australia, of course, are in second place with 3 points. And we obviously know that France and Denmark are going to be playing later today, which should be an incredible game and very high stakes in this group. If Denmark win that game, we're going to have a scenario where all 4 teams could still qualify out of this group. and that makes it super interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Australia's first victory at the World Cup since 2010. Shout out to Graham Arnold. Shout out to the Aussie boys. And shout out to all the Australians out there. You're going to be partying tonight. I know it's late in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth. Party hard because it is a celebration tonight for Australia. Tunisian fans, let me know in the comments what went wrong. What can you improve on? And your next game is against France. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a derby, but Tunisia just need to score a goal. Like, give the fans something to celebrate. It's been good in parts, but it just hasn't been a complete 90 from Tunisia in a long time, I would say. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And yeah, the rest of the games today should be very interesting. Adios, everybody.